Are you scared about the med board process, and are you unsure of what type of disability compensation you're going to get? I have 3 tips for you in this video, how I got 100% permanent total first time go right out the gate. Step number 1, go to your appointments, make appointments, go to your follow-ups. Don't be late, don't cancel any of them, because this is going to help you develop continuity for your med board. This is how you prepare for your med board. They're going to see the length of time since you've been getting treated for whatever conditions or symptoms that you have. And it's going to help you get diagnosed, because a lot of times they're going to say you lack medical evidence, which means you didn't go to the doctors enough. You didn't go to sick hall enough. And if you're those guys that want to be the cool guys and be like, I'm good, I could, gut through whatever, and, I could just truck on. Well, those are the guys that don't get 100% permanent total because they got that ego. So take that ego away, go to your appointments. That's step number 1. Step number 2. Without diagnosis, you're not going to get a disability claim, and they're just going to tell you have lack of evidence, and that's it. So what you got to do is you continue to go to your appointments. You have a warm and fuzzy with your doctor, so your doctor can be like, hey, this is what's wrong with you according to your x-rays, your MRIs, or from what you're telling me, your conditions and your symptoms. This is what I have came up with. And then you can ask for a second opinion, and you can go from there. But you really need to get your diagnosis. Without a diagnosis, you're not gonna go nowhere. Okay, your claims it's not gonna happen. So get your diagnosis. You can go to your PCM. Maybe your PCM could diagnose you. If he can't, or if she can't do it, then you ask to try to get referred off post to get a second opinion. You can always ask for a second opinion. Just because it's a PCM and it's an officer and all that, like don't be discouraged to be an advocate and ask for a second opinion to get a diagnosis. You need that to put in for your claim. So this is a good way to develop your confidence before the med board, so you're equipped with documentation, because you need continuity. And that's step number 2. Step number 3, this is a big one. This is the one that it's like the golden parachute, the golden ticket. This is what's going to help you get your 100% permanent total, because you have a family, you got to provide for your family, and the military was your primary source of income, and you don't know what to do, you're hurt, and you need that 100% permanent total to establish some financial freedom. So step number 3, you need, or I suggest, what I did was I asked my from EBH, my behavioral health, I asked for a letter of my diagnosis and my treatment that I've been receiving from that doctor. I went to all my doctors and I asked for, hey, can you give me a nexus letter? I remember I went to pain psychology, and I thought this guy was cool, that he was helping me out, and he was like, he's all for me, and I have his full support. But the second I asked, hey, can you give me a nexus letter? Can you write down my diagnosis, how long I had it, when it started, and is it curable, or is it going to last within, will I be cured within a year? Is it going to last longer than 3 years? Like, these are the things that they need to know. Like, he needs to continue treatment. These are the things that needs to be said in the letter. But my psychology, the pain psychologist was like, well, I don't know your diagnosis. I don't know what's the severity of your diagnosis. I was like, what are you talking about? I've been seeing you for the past 6 months, and you're giving me this craziness talk of you don't know what's my diagnosis. But this whole entire time, you're trying to tell me that, oh yeah, you're jacked up, or hey, I could see, you're stressed out or whatnot, but then you can't paint a picture on one paper of like what my conditions are, what my symptoms, my limitations and stuff like that. So those type of doctors, stay away from them. Or if you need more assistance so the doctors can really help you and you can really get help from the doctors, go bring your spouse. That's a special tip. Bring your spouse with you. You have to be professional. Well, your spouse doesn't need to be professional. Your spouse could speak their mind. They could say what's on their mind. They could be your advocate because, you know, at the end of the day, the military was here before your time. I'm going to say it again. The military is going to be here after you get out. So you're just a number, sorry to say. But in the meantime, prepare yourself. Get your confidence. Get your PNT. 100%. I said that backwards. 100% permanent total. Those are the 3 tips of getting some confidence before the med board, before you started. That's how you prepare. You know, you would for sure go to your appointments, make appointments, and don't be late. Number 2, get your diagnosis down, get your symptoms, conditions, be transparent, tell all the doctors what you're going through. It doesn't matter how many times you see them a week. Just keep reiterating why you're there and what you're trying to do. You're trying to get help. You're trying to be cured. You're trying to stay in. You're trying to get out. What are you trying to do? Let them know so it's not like a surprise. And then 3, get those nexus letters. Get the letters that you need from the doctors because there's hundreds of pages that the VA is going to be looking at. You know, all your appointments. Me, I had 1,300 pages. That's a lot of pages for one reviewer to look at.